Hello and welcome to Geek Weekly, your audio newsletter for everything Geek Speak. Here we talk about movies, television, video games, and so much more. Your co-hosts today are Rob Coughlan and Jeremy Mullet. My name is Chad Moores. Let's geek out. Welcome to Geek Weekly Trailers. Here we go. So we have our first trailer today is actually going to be a movie trailer called The Shallows, starring Blake Lively. Now, we just watched this trailer together, Rob, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so Blake Lively was a main character in Gossip Girl. She has been in The Green Lantern, which was horrible. She's been in The Town. She was also in the movie Accepted. That was with Louis Black, right?
Yes,
Black was
that
in
is
movie?
correct. Louis Black was in that movie. Jonah Hill was in that movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that's not old or anything like that, but it was a while ago. But I saw it like right when it came out. I really liked the trailer. I remember when I was younger, when it first came out, I was like, I want to see this, and I watched it, and I pretty much enjoyed that movie.
Justin Long comes up with his own fake school that they all attend to convince their parents that he got accepted into an actual school when he pretty much didn't get accepted anywhere.
Yeah, so he just literally creates a school, which is just absolutely crazy. It's actually a pretty interesting story, and I thought it was done very well.
Yeah, I love Louis Black as the dean. He was
Louis Black is great. I mean, he's probably my favorite thing he's done is played Anger in Inside Out. I thought, can we use that new swear word we found out? It's a good one.
He is the definition of anger. I mean,
he got so angry on stage that he had a heart attack. You didn't know that?
You told me about this. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he literally had a heart attack on stage. Everyone's like, oh, look at him. Ha ha ha. And he's like, no, seriously, guys, I'm having a heart attack. For God's sakes, call someone.
Call 911. This is not a joke. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you people?
So The Shallows, I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. It looks like it's actually getting a lot of publicity on television. I've seen it on TV quite a few times, but it's basically, if Blake Lively wasn't in this, I would probably never see this movie. But, considering it's Blake Lively in a bikini, throughout the whole thing, I will probably have to see it.
Blake Lively in a bikini with sharks.
With sharks. Okay, well, that's kind of a downer. Yeah. And she's bleeding, which can also be a little unattractive for me. I don't always enjoy.
Very attractive to sharks.
Yes, I get even sharks are attracted to Blake Lively.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a different type of definition.
Now, you saw a shorter trailer. I actually saw a longer trailer earlier this week, which I actually thought was a lot better than the one that we had just watched. Kind of gave a little bit more of a story on why she was there, and actually shows that there are other people around during this whole movie, but she's stuck where she is. Like, she tries to help another guy, and then he gets eaten by the shark, and she's stuck on here, and she forms a plan, and doesn't show how awesome of a character she is.
Right.
Because you find out, like, right away that she's super smart. She's like, okay, the shark is that fast. It will take him this long to get to this place, so I have this amount of time to get here. And she says, I have a plan. And then you actually get to see part of her plan on how she's trying to get back to shore. And, so this way, she's not just stuck on that rock and just screaming for help. She actually, takes action and tries to get out of it. And so that's why I liked the second trailer more than what you saw. You only saw like the 90-second trailer. It really just all of a sudden she's swimming, and then a shark comes, and that's about all you saw.
I was going to ask if it was supposed to be based off of a true story, but based on that description, it sounds more like it's a fabricated tale than anything.
Actually, I don't remember. It could be a true story, but I could be wrong. I could be lying, but I feel like I remember it saying something. But it would have said that in that trailer, obviously. If it was. It would have said it in every trailer, because then it would be like, well, this is a true story. I got to see it, man.
Yeah. So if it's going to be true, if it's in a movie.
Yeah. Everything, there's no.
That's why there's a Conjuring 2, because why stop with Conjuring 1?
Yeah, exactly.
Or Annabelle, or probably the 90 other spin-offs that they're going to make.
But as I said before, we'll have to watch the trailer, the longer one, because it does show that Blake Lively has a lot better character than what you saw. So I would really like you to see that. But I actually don't find that this movie will be that bad. I don't think I would go to the theater to go see it. And I know that I can't get my fiance to go see it because she's petrified of sharks, even though she loves Blake Lively. So she's very torn. She's like, I love Blake Lively, but I hate sharks.
I think I'm going to wait until it comes out on network.
Yeah. Like, I'll just watch it in passing. Like, I'm not going to spend money on it or anything like that.
Stars or whoever it is that comes out with
it. That ends up getting it for
Picks
free
up the rights
some way. Yeah, exactly. But I definitely do. I definitely want to see it because she has very little resources. She has nothing. She has a swimsuit. I wonder if that's going to come into action. Maybe she has to take her top off and use...
No high heels, though, so that's a bonus.
No high heels.
Not too many people, usually.
She's not being chased by dinosaurs, and there's no high
true.
heels. But yeah, no. And you never know. I mean, I'd be interested to see what her actual plan is and how she does it, being in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Yeah.
And she's not really that far out in the ocean. So that's kind of like the silly thing about it. But at the same time, she is far enough away that I'm not fucking getting in that water.
No.
If there's a big ass shark, I'm staying where I am. I mean,
I'm staying on this damn rock.
yeah. Hopefully it doesn't get me. But the thing is that, the tide's going to come in. So eventually she's going to be in the tide. My guess is that has to be why she has to leave. I mean, not that she wants to live there the rest of her life. I'm just saying there has to be some sort of sense of urgency on how long she has to stay on that rock until she has to find another place to go.
She needs to find a bigger rock.
We're going to need a bigger rock. Yeah, that was good. All right, on that note, let's move on. So Netflix actually came out with a new trailer called Stranger Things, which stars Winona Ryder and
David Harbour.
Yeah. It reminds me of Super 8 in a lot of ways, but it seems like it's a little bit more adult, a little darker than Super 8, doesn't it?
Right, because again, there's the abduction factor. There's an abduction factor going on in there. Or at least that's what they give the appearance is what's happening. Who knows if that's actually what occurred?
Yeah, and they did very well not really kind of showing what it is, but of course it's going to be aliens. I'm like 90% sure. And I thought the trailer made it look really good.
It blew me away.
And the thing is that,
it plays like a movie. It doesn't play like a Netflix trailer. Like, oh, this is coming for Netflix and it's going to be a 13 episode series. It plays like a movie trailer.
It does really play like a movie trailer.
The effects were awesome. That van flipping over.
Oh, so cool. Absolutely awesome. And honestly, I'm super uber excited for this to come out. And my favorite thing about the trailer is that it showed us a lot of really cool things, but we have no idea what's happening in this movie. Yeah. All you know is that there's a kid missing and there's a girl that may or may not know what happened.
Whether it's the aliens that possess this force or maybe it's the kid. Maybe this is an event that happened to him like years ago. Maybe when he was a smaller child and he's got the tattoo and he just... I don't know what the deal is, but maybe this kid has the ability to move like magnetic things with his mind, like a magneto thing, or he has the ability to control the lights, whether or not he knew he could do it initially, or if it was after this quote-unquote abduction, occurs. There's, some interesting things going on.
Maybe it's the unofficial sequel to Flight of the Navigator.
Maybe.
Which, by the way, I watched a little while ago after we talked about it about a week ago or so, and didn't really... It's a Disney movie, as you know. And one of the characters, David's brother, he goes, "Don't take any shit from them, David." And I was like, what? I remember watching this on Disney. I wonder if they cut that out in any way. Or if that, I mean, when I bought the VHS, it was that, don't take any shit.
Stuff.
Yeah. Don't take any stuff. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever seen Liar Liar on television? Yes. I'm kicking my butt. Instead of kicking my ass, and you can tell because and he's blatantly going ass because there's a lot of diction. He uses his mouth a lot when he talks, But I'm super uber excited for this. It comes out in July.
Yeah.
So it's soon, and I love when they do that. I love when they bring out a trailer. It's kind of like a surprise. It's just like, surprise, we're coming out with this awesome thing, and you only have to wait a week or so.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite.
Well played, Netflix. Well played.
Yes, I cannot wait. And we'll definitely be talking about that once we both see it. So, moving on?
Moving on.
Okay, so we just watched a trailer for a video game. This is a video game trailer for Watch Dogs 2. Now, I can tell you, I got Watch Dogs. It was on sale on Xbox for very cheap. And I was like, well, I heard this is a pretty big game. And I was like, wow, this is really cheap. So I I bought it, downloaded it. I played it for maybe about 45 minutes, turned it off, and never played it again. And there are many reasons for that. One, it sucks. Well, actually, that's it.
Yeah.
It sucked.
You actually saved yourself a lot of time and pain because that game was painful. Painful to play. They tried to get really creative. Their creativity turned into very chintzy, very poorly represented effects. These things are supposed to simulate hacking a security system, or some, network driver, whatever it is that you're hacking, video camera system that, is taking care of security to block. It just all felt very, very hokey. I don't know who you are as a hacker, but if you're relying on line of sight to be able to manually link up with a proprietary box that's out on the side of a building, I question your skills as a hacker, because it's almost like, a little kid with the App Store, just picking up and just punching a bunch of buttons, making something happen.
You know what's funny is that, again, it's very similar to a lot of the newer games that they've been doing lately. It's a new genre of games, which has been very successful. I mean, you think of like Batman, the Arkham series. It's very similar to that in gameplay to a certain extent, not nearly as close to good gameplay. The game mechanics in Watch Dogs is not good. No. Is not good. And you know what I find hysterical is that if you go back to Batman Arkham games, he actually has a hacking device, which you actually have to use the controls and move the joysticks around until your controller fully vibrates, and then you know that you are in the right position with your thumbs. You're moving your thumbs around in a circle, and it slowly, and the closer you get to hacking it, it starts the vibration, and it goes boom, and then you open the door, and the door opens. That was incredible. It was just a small little detail that they put in that game. And considering that Watch Dogs is all about hacking, they didn't even try at all. Batman did a better version of that, and they had a million other game mechanics that they were doing. It was just a small little game mechanic that you barely used, and Watch Dogs couldn't even do that. Like, are you freaking kidding me?
Want to hack a light terminal? Press square. Want to hack a phone? Press square. Do this. Press square.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm. I felt no urgency. I felt like the story was just it felt very tame.
Yeah.
Like, even the beginning, the beginning of a game is supposed to grab you almost right away.
That was me during the opening cutscene.
Yeah. I mean, you remember or maybe, I don't think you've played it, but the opening for Tomb Raider, she's climbing up ice with ice picks and stuff like that. And you start playing, like, right away. And you're like, jumping, there's a huge blizzard, and you're falling down ice slide things, and like things are falling over, and you're almost falling off the cliff, and like all this stuff. And then you get separated from this person you're with, and then you have to make a camp. Like, all of this stuff happens, and you just continuously playing. It just starts off amazing. It grabs you right then and there. And okay, it wasn't hard to play because, again, it was like an interactive cutscene. But because it was interactive, you felt that urgency because you were controlling the story. You were this very climactic beginning of a movie. And I just thought it was very well done. And I love when they do that with video games. It either has to do that or it has to have heart. Like, there's another beautiful video game that I got when I first got my Xbox. It came with Ori, which is it's an indie game, and it's incredible, dude. And like, the second within like the first 10 minutes of playing it, if you have a heart, you'll cry. Like, it's very sad. Like, it only takes about 5 minutes for you to see this relationship between these two characters. And you're just like, oh my God. And you get to play as both of them, very much like Last of Us. One of them dies. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh my God, because it took you by surprise. The only reason I knew for The Last of Us that the daughter was going to die is because the girl is brunette, not blonde. That's the only reason I knew that girl was going to die. And so that didn't take me by surprise. If I hadn't seen any trailers, if I never played the game, I would have been very surprised. And I probably, because I got we were playing Last of Us last night, you and I almost choked up a little bit, very, very lightly.
Getting verklempt?
Yeah. Well, because I'm a very emotional guy anyways. I mean,
don't die on me. Don't, please don't do this.
Yeah.
Not on my birthday. You think for yourself.
Not on my birthday. I didn't even think of that it was his birthday. That's
well, technically it was the day after his birthday, if you really want to be literal about it, because it was like 12 something, and it's like, oh, we just made it for your what? Oh, for what? Your birthday. Here's your watch. Yeah. And then she wakes up, I would assume, sometime the next following day. So technically, I guess it's not his birthday anymore,
but
still, it counts.
Yeah, no, it does. Actually, I don't know if I ever told you this. This is a quick thing, and then I think we're done. But I'm a very emotional guy, as you know. I was working as a CNA, which one-on-one with elderly clients, and I got a call from my boss saying, hey, can you pick up this woman? She has to go to a wake tomorrow. She has no one to bring her. Can you bring her? I said, no problem. I got dressed up, cleaned up my car, put on like a little top hat. I was like driving around Miss Daisy, And so I pick up the girl, I get her in, and she's very chipper. She's very nice. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is really nice. And so we walk in to the wake. We're the first people there. Well, little do I freaking know that it was her child that had passed away.
Oh, God.
It was her daughter. who was probably in her like 50s or 60s, the daughter. And so she starts crying and holding this corpse's hand and being like, it should have been me. It should have been me. Well, I can tell you right now, I freaking lost it to the point where people were coming in and coming up to me, shaking my hand. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm like, it's okay. Thanks for coming. You know, and like, I was like standing in the line with all the family members as people were coming by and they were all like shaking my hand. And I'm like, I don't know her at all, but thanks for, yeah. Oh my God, I cried all freaking day. And so my boss calls me afterwards. She's like, how'd it go? I was like, I hate you. I don't get paid enough for this. Oh God.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
I was so emotionally unprepared for that day.
And it's like she had nobody else either. So
no,
I'm sure
you
were the immediate person like she had to go to because like you were her only
I don't even know if she knew I was crying because I was always she was in a wheelchair, so I was always standing behind her being like,
oh, God.
You know,
I can't even imagine, dude. That's horrible.
I'd be like, honey, I'm gonna be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. And then, oh my God.
I'm sorry, I'm making light of a bad situation.
I know. Well, you know what? It is funny. I mean, to get yourself in that kind of situation, I think, you know, that only happens in my life, you know. So, anyways, the little tidbit there, and I think we're
ending on a good note.
Ending on a good note. I am not dead.
I am not yet dead.
I am not yet dead. I can dance and I can sing. So thank you very much for tuning in to our Geek Weekly trailer reviews. We hope that you join us next week for some more. We conclude today's podcast with a few reminders. If you have any comments or questions, shoot us an email at geekweekly@chadanmfilms.com. Please consider following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The links are provided below. Don't forget to like, share, laugh, and most importantly, love. From all of us at Geek Weekly, thanks for listening. This has been a Chadam Films production.